What's up, y'all? Here we are on another question and answer slash chill technical analysis Bitcoin live stream. Appreciate all of you who are here right now. Some big announcements for the channel. Some big things I want to talk about. I'll be talking about them periodically throughout this stream. Just going to wait for people to come in here. What's going on, CEC7? Thanks for being here. Yeah, so basically I'm just going to do some basic technical analysis. Is the bull market over? We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, especially since Bitcoin tends to be the leader of the pack when it comes to cryptocurrency. So as always, I'm going to start with the daily time frame, and we're going to mark off our key levels of daily support and resistance. I think we're really starting to come to a bottom here, guys. I'd mentioned in my past live streams that I think we're actually probably going to come down and test this area right here. This area. Let me draw a little box around this area. This is what I believe the bottom, somewhere in this box. And the reason I say that is because this is a very key level of support and resistance. So how can we tell where a key level of support and resistance is if we're looking at a chart? Because a lot of people mark random levels and the price doesn't tend to respect those levels. When you're looking at a chart and you want to put on levels of support and resistance, the first place you're going to go to is the daily chart. And you're going to look for places where the price has touched many times. Now on the daily chart, another thing, guys, you're going to start always to the left. When you pull up your chart, you're going to start as far left as possible to draw your lines of support and resistance. And support is a floor, right? It's a level that the price cannot break below, and a resistance is a ceiling. It's a place where the price is having trouble breaking above. And if we zoom in right here, we can see that for 4 days in a row, price tried to break through this area in this box and was unable to. So this is a 4-day strong resistance level. And then we can see over here, later on, about a month later, price tried to break through this and got rejected off this resistance level. Unable to break through this level, this becomes a key area where price tends to find a sticking or stopping point. And we can find many of these areas just by looking at our daily candlesticks and finding areas where price tends to stick, like right here or right here. As you can see, this was an area where price bounced off 2 days in a row. Then a few days later, it bounced off this area again. About a week or so later, it bounced off this area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. This is a very key level of support, about that 30,000 level. Then we have this level here, the $34,000 level, right? This was a large resistance, meaning it was a ceiling that price could not break through. Then it turned into a support, a floor that price kept bouncing off of, right? You guys see that? Then it became a ceiling again, then it became a floor again. And you can just mark these levels out for yourself. These levels will help give you targets when you're looking for where to take your profit or where price could possibly go down to. Now, there are many reasons why I believe the price is going to come down to this $40,000 to $42,000 area. And one of the main reasons is because if we look at the past, Bitcoin tends to make these 30% corrections during a bull trend. For example, at the end of January, we had a 31% correction before we had this massive run-up during the month of February. Right now, we have a 26% correction. If we come down and we test that $40,000 level, that would give us a really nice 30% correction. And also, it would line up perfectly with the close of these daily candlesticks at our previous all-time high. Do you guys see that? The previous all-time high in the beginning of January, the daily candlesticks closed. I'm not talking about the wicks. The candlesticks, this one closed and this one opened exactly on this line right here. And this line was also a resistance right here where the price could not break through, and also became a resistance again after we broke through it. So this is how we're going to find key levels, guys. This is how we're going to set targets. Now, take a look at something that's missing right here. We have this level of support because we bounced off it 1, 2, 3 days in a row. We bounced off of it one day here, one day here, one day here. We broke through it today. There is no other sticking point. There is no other place for price to stop right now other than this $40,000 to $42,000 level. There are so many things pointing to the fact that we're going to come down to this level. And once we come down to this level, guys, it is going to give us the opportunity to enter some amazing, amazing trades. If we pull up our 4-hour chart, if we put on Market Cipher B, that's not Market Cipher B. Sorry about that, guys. I put on Market Cipher SR. What am I thinking? You can see something very significant here, guys. We are forming an anchor wave on Market Cipher B underneath the negative 60 line, and the money flow has officially curved into the red. It looks like we are about to get a situation similar to this over here, which was the bottom from which we had a huge 75% run up. So guys, this is telling us get ready to start looking for longs. My prediction, not financial advice, is that we are going to probably come right down to this level. We are going to consolidate in this area for maybe a few weeks, and then Bitcoin is going to come up, and we're probably going to hit the $80,000 plus level in the end of March, April-ish time. Things happen in patterns, guys. Look for patterns when you're looking at charts. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. Let's take a look at the chat here. What's going on, guys? What is going on? What's up, Clinton? What's up, J-Rock? What's up, Mega Skaters? What's up, Massini? What's up, Why Not? Jaron, what's going on? Nick Grajales, you've been trying out my 4-minute and 24-minute method. That's great, Nick. Guys, there's something I want to tell you about the 24 Super Kitty. Turn on Crypto Vac A. That's a great idea. Super Kitty. Super Kitty, if you guys don't know, you need to follow Super Kitty on TradingView because she has the most amazing technical analysis ever. If you follow her, this is not financial advice, but you will probably make a lot of money. And she has an amazing indicator called Crypto Vac. It's really awesome. What was I saying? Yes, the 24 4-hour method. I'll turn on Crypto Vac A so you guys can see what it looks like. Some very interesting things on Crypto Vac, guys. It will give you levels of support. If the level is green, that means it's a very strong support. And here, let me look at the confluence between just the regular daily levels that I drew with my naked eye and the levels that Crypto Vac A gives us. A very helpful indicator. If you're looking at Crypto Vac and you happen to see this right here, green diamond, white diamond, right next to each other, this signifies the bottom of a move. Very significant when you start getting these big green and white diamonds. It's a really great indicator. I've been messing around with it for the past week or so. Crypto Vac. Very similar to Market Cipher in a lot of ways, but also very different in a lot of ways. I'm going to be covering this more later on as time goes on. I'm developing some interesting ways to use this indicator. I want to talk about my 4-hour, 24-minute strategy, guys, because there's something really important that I need to bring up, which is people, they're using the strategy, but they're not looking for all their confirmations, and I feel that I was not clear enough in my original video. It's very important to look for all 5 confirmations. Let me see if I can find, here we go. There are 5 confirmations for my 4-hour, 24-minute strategy. If all 5 of these confirmations are not met, then you don't have as high of a probability of winning the trade as if you waited for all 5. It's very important that not only do we get a 4-hour trigger wave, but that the 4-hour Wolfpack ID has crossed over the 0 line and has changed color. And if these 2 things have happened, that's the only time we consider entering a long position. And I'm talking about a swing trade. I'm not talking about a scalp or a short-term trade. I'm talking about entering a position and staying in there for at least 12 hours, probably a few days to up to a few weeks. If you don't see these 2 things, don't enter the trade. Recently, we had, if I make Market Cipher be much bigger here, we recently had some bottoms on the 4-hour, if we take a look. But if we turn on the Wolfpack ID, none of these trigger waves had the Wolfpack blue except for one right here. So this would have been the only signal where we should have been looking for a long position on the 24-minute chart. When we went to the 24-minute chart, we did not see our other 3 confirmations met. So there was still plenty of opportunity to enter shorter-term scalps here, and even some trades that you would have stayed in for like 2-3 hours, right? But definitely not a swing long position. So I just want to make it very clear that, you know, if you're going to use this strategy, you have to make sure you really follow it, because it will keep you out of some trades. That's the thing, guys. Following this strategy to a T is not going to get you in every single winning trade. But I have backtested this back to 2019, and it will keep you out of a lot of losing trades, and it will keep you out of some winning trades. But if you just hold tight and wait for that perfect setup, like the one we had right here on January 31st, you could have entered in using this exact strategy and stayed in a long for pretty much 3 weeks, and you could have made like 75%. So don't be over eager to trade, guys, especially if you're new to trading. You don't need to be in a trade every day. You will make way more profit if you're new. If you're a seasoned trader, then by all means scalp this thing up and down. If you're new, I promise you, while you're learning how to do technical analysis, while you're getting the hang of using Market Cipher and other indicators, look for those really great setups on the big time frames. Those will give you your highest probability setups, and you're going to make a lot of profit. If you make 75% in one trade, you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the, if you're in one trade a month, 75%, that is amazing, especially if you're new. Just wanted to say that, guys. Let's see what we got here. Miami 305, what's up? What's up? When am I going to do my scalping video? I want to do it soon. I have a lot of plans for this channel. And right now I just wanted to do a live stream. I have some announcements to make, guys. I started a Discord. Let me drop the link in here. Let me see. No, I don't have the link. I need to copy it from right here. I started a Discord, guys. It's totally free. I want to double up. Yes, Crypto Vac. It is a newer indicator. I found out about it. The creator of the indicator commented on one of my videos, told me about it, and basically gave me a tutorial of the indicator, and it's very powerful, extremely powerful. There's some really great features. So I'm going to get into that later, guys. But I want to tell you about this Discord. You know, my goal with the Discord is that we can all have a community where we can talk about trades using Market Cipher, using different indicators, just basically learning from each other. I will be in there. I will be posting trades that I make in there. Just so you guys know, I will be posting swing trades, not scalps in there. But if I am entering a long position that I plan to be in for a number of hours to a number of days to a number of weeks, I will post it in there. DDF wants me to define a trigger wave. I will do that. Something else, guys, that I am doing in the Discord is this. I am, and I'll send my email. I'll give you guys my email, but I am going to be doing a trading course, a comprehensive trading course that is meant for complete beginners all the way up to people who know a little bit about trading, but not too much. I'm basically going to be covering everything from what is a candlestick. Actually, I have my entire outline somewhere. Here it is. This is the entire outline for the course, guys. Let me make this bigger. I'm just going to be covering everything. Like, I'll give a little introduction about setting expectations, the mindset you have to have if you actually want to start doing this and being profitable. I'm going to talk about charts. All of you who have questions about how to customize TradingView and all that, I'm going to go through that. I'm going to go through how to read charts, how to read candlesticks, how to understand price action. I'm going to be talking about different types of candlesticks. I'm going to be talking about time frames, how to identify your environment. I'm going to be going over support and resistance levels, how to find those levels. I'm going to be talking about channels and trend lines and how we can use these things to improve our trades. Moving averages. I'm going to spend a lot of time on moving averages. They're very powerful. We're going to talk about Fibonacci, retracement, the Fibonacci extension. We're going to go over a few indicators that I use, free indicators, as well as some paid indicators, but primarily we'll focus on the free ones because that is what everybody will have access to. But I'm going to spend an entire section on Market Cipher, an entire Market Cipher tutorial where we go through everything you need to know, how you can look at this thing and start to read it and understand it and use it to start winning trades. We're going to go over shorting, longing, margin, leverage, all these things. I've had a lot of questions about these. We're going to go over creating your own strategy. We're going to be going over example strategies in the course, multiple strategies, long-term trading strategies, shorter-term trading strategies, different ways to scalp, different things to look for. And I'm going to be showing you exactly how I would trade. And you guys can copy my style, and then you can take that and you can build on it and tweak it and make it your own. We're going to talk about risk management and trading psychology, things I've already made videos about, things that are very, very, very important if you want to be a successful, profitable trader. I'm going to be doing this course, and guys, basically the way it is going to... Ed, you're unable to join the Discord? That's strange. That is strange. I'm going to be opening it up to only 50 people in the beginning. I'm going to be opening it up to only 50 people. It's going to be a live stream for 50 people. We're going to do it in the Discord, and the reason for the live stream is because we are going to have live Q&A after each session, and we'll be able to, in the Discord, we'll be able to all talk, and I'll be able to hear you. We'll be able to actually have a conversation, so we won't have to type things like this. If you guys are interested in that, send me an email. Send me an email. Tell me you're interested in the course. It is going to be 2 or 3 times a week, starting very soon. And if you sign up for the course, obviously you will have access to the live streams, but you also have access to the recordings after they're done. It'll be in a private Discord. It is going to be $300 of either Bitcoin or Cardano to sign up for the course. Once the course is done and it's live streamed, I will make those videos available I will make those videos available after we go through the whole course. But I can only take 50 people, so first come, first serve. If you're interested, send me an email to, oops, that's my Discord. Send me an email to investcryptocurrencyonline@gmail.com. It'll basically be first come, first serve. Alright guys, let's get back to the Bitcoin chart here. I'm expecting us to come back down and test that 40,000 level. And once we do that, I'm expecting another similar amazing setup like what happened right here. Because we are still in the bull market, to answer the question of my clickbait title, no, the bull market is not over. The bull market is definitely not over. It's really cool that we're starting to see the money flow index cross into the red. So basically, guys, in Market Cipher terms, we are right here. We're repeating this kind of thing. You know, we had this, we had a bottom with a big dot, and then we had this time of uncertainty, and then we came down and we printed this money flow index came into the red, we printed a green dot, and then we came down again and hit this super bottom right here. That's where we're heading. We're heading to a super bottom. I'm assuming that the price will come down around anywhere between 40,000 and 42,000. And to be totally honest with you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we have this crazy FOMO wick, not all the way down here, but it wouldn't surprise me if we came down like, you know, to like 39, even like 38,000, where everyone starts freak out selling right there, because that tends to happen to Bitcoin. And also, I think it's whales trying to like trying to make people's stop losses get hit. But honestly, if Bitcoin drops down to that level, you know, I'm going to get in. That's not financial advice, guys, because I would buy it at that level even if Market Cipher didn't tell me to. I always set buy orders in Bybit like super low. Like right now, I have buy orders at like 40,000. I have buy orders at 38,000. Because I just always do that. I always set buy orders at these low support levels, these super low support levels, because, you know, I find that a lot of times what'll happen, like this giant wick right here, we'll have a giant wick down and then we'll have a huge bounce back up. It's a great way to make profit, but it's risky. I'm going to say that. It is risky. Let's see. Let's come into the chat here. Luke, how much will the videos cost? Okay, so for the live stream course, where you can actually ask questions and stuff and interact with me, that's going to be $300. And that will get you access to a private Discord where you can basically, you know, I'll be in there constantly. You guys can chat with me. And it will also allow you to attend the live classes and ask me questions. Then after those courses are done, I'll make the videos available for cheap. I don't know the exact price yet, but it's definitely not going to be that much. Zaxi, it's not over. Give it another few days and we'll be set for 60K. Could be. Emerson Marquise wants to know, is Crypto Vac free? No, I think it's about $600. I think, I don't know the exact price. I think it's about $600 for the lifetime, so it's lifetime. And that's the only one they offer as far as I know right now. Let me remove these drawings. Yeah, let me pull up Crypto Vac right here. So Crypto Vac is basically an indicator. Some things are similar to Market Cipher. Crypto Vac A gives you support and resistance levels, and then it also gives you take profit levels. So these small white diamonds right here are take profit levels. And then these yellow lines are support and resistance. And then if they're green, that means they're very strong support and resistance. Very strong. So right here, you know, it has this one support level at the $30,000 level, which, you know, obviously we all know that this was an extremely strong level of support, because it acted as support, you know, all in here it acted as support, and every time we had one of those mini crashes back in January, it came right down to this level. And then again, when you have these diamonds here, these green and white diamonds, they signify the bottom of the move. So really take a look whenever you see a green diamond and a white diamond right here. If you had entered into that trade, you know, the green diamond printed right around here, that would have been an 18% move. If you had entered right here at this green diamond, at this white diamond, you know, we would have had a little bit of drawdown, you know, maybe a 6%. But if we had just stayed in that, we would have had an 87% move. Now we did just print, if you look, we did just print a green and a white diamond right here. And from that point, this is on the 4-hour chart. I think it's obviously, you know, means more on a daily chart, but we're down almost 15% from that white diamond. So guys, I'm still trying to figure out how to use Crypto Vac. I have the basics down. There's some really cool tools in here, and I'm going to be making videos on this in the future. But let's see if anyone has any questions in the chat here. My email keeps returning to you. It's not working. Let me see. Did I type it wrong? I might have typed it wrong. Let me try it again. Is anybody else having that problem? Oh yeah, I spelled it wrong, Frank Busby. I'm sorry guys, I spelled crypto wrong. I spelled Crypto instead of crypto. That's my bad, guys. Here, let me put a real email address in here. Oh, AM, I'm sorry. My internet sucks. It just sucks. So I don't have the ability to make it higher right now, but I'm working on it. Eric, vibration. No, I don't think the bull market is over. I was just discussing that. It's definitely not over. Absolutely not. None wants to know, Jason, do you think it will go to 36K and lower? Some say it could. None. Let's take a look at the chart. So 36K is, well, let's go to the daily chart. Obviously, everything is possible, right? We can't know the future. But there's a lot of things that would have to happen before we went down to 36K, and right now I don't think we're showing any signs of going down to the 36K level. The reason people are talking about that level is because, you know, right around here we have a very significant sticking point where this was, look at all the interaction, look at all the daily candlesticks that interacted with this general region. If we just draw a box around this line right here, we can see that 36,000-ish level was acting as resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Then it became support for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Then it became resistance, then support. And it was support for almost a week. Then it became resistance again. A big resistance right here. And then a resistance right here. And then it became support. So this is a huge sticking point. Before we get to that level, though, we would have to break through this key level of around the $40,000 mark. And the reason for that is we have another strong support right here. If we break this level and confirm a daily candlestick underneath the $40,000 level, then we can start thinking about the $36,000 level. But until then, there's no reason to think that we're going to go down that low, especially if we just look at generally what happens to Bitcoin during uptrends. It definitely doesn't tend to correct more than 30%. I mean, that would be a huge correction if we went down to the $36,000 level. It's not off the table, but you know, that's a 40% correction. I guess it's possible. Nothing's impossible. So that's why we do RTA and we use Market Cipher. And you know, do I only limit order with posts only on Bybit? I try to limit order. CEC7, here's the thing about orders. It really depends on how fast you need to get into that position. Like if you're scalping, it's so hard to say, right? Because if you do the market order, you have to pay the fee. Obviously, limit order post only as much as possible. But if you know that you're going to get a really good entry, I market order. I market order when I have to. Calmanature asks, how did you manage to find the strategy that was working for you? I stayed up all night and all day, spending time that I shouldn't have been spending, just studying the charts. When I do something, I really do it. I have that obsessive personality, right? When I first started to trade, I obsessed over it. I took probably 4 or 5 trading courses. 4 or 5 trading courses. I took courses that were going over trading Forex, trading stocks, trading crypto, from all different perspectives. And I have always been one who tries to find a strategy that I can rely on most of the time. So when I got an indicator like Market Cipher, I looked at everything, all the different variables, and I'm not saying I've come to the best strategy. I'm just saying how did I find that strategy? I looked at all the different variables and I tried to find consistencies. And this is how you guys can find your own strategy. Look at Market Cipher B if you're using Market Cipher B, and look for things that happen, right? Look for different combinations of things that happen. For example, just randomly, there's so many things that are happening on Market Cipher B. You can look at the RSIs, you can look at the trigger waves and how far or close they are to the zero line. You can look at the money flow index and then pull up, multiple time frames, right? Like the 1 day and the 4 hour, and try and find consistencies. Every time X, Y, and Z happens, the price goes up. Every time A, B, and C happens, the price goes down. And then that's your hypothesis, right? That's your working hypothesis. Your hypothesis is every time X, Y, and Z happens, price goes up. Then what you do is you have to go back in time and back test this and see how profitable it would have been. And if you spend enough time doing this, you're going to find something that works. Like, I have an obsessive personality, so I was lying in bed on my phone at like 3 in the morning when I'm supposed to be asleep, back testing Market Cipher. Elliot says, he says Jason Casper. About 1 year ago, I didn't know what to do with my money, so I bought Bitcoin at 7K. Now I still don't know what to do. I'm actually so greedy to sell, but I don't need the money right now. Oh, man, Elliot. Well, Elliot, I can only speak from my own personal, David Johnson, stop scamming people. I am not scamming people. I am offering people valuable information, and nobody has to be here. I'm offering people a lot of information, and a lot of it's totally free. Jason Casper. So here's the thing, Elliot. If personally, I'm a big fan of Bitcoin, and I'm in this for the long term. For the long term, I would rather have Bitcoin than dollars, and I don't keep any savings in dollars. I don't recommend anybody do what I do. I'm just telling you my mindset. I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin long term, and I look at it as a preservation of my purchasing power. I look at dollars as a means to diminish your purchasing power. If you had $100 50 years ago, you would be able to purchase way more with that $100 than you can today. If you had 100 Bitcoin 5 years ago, you would be able to purchase a lot more with that 100 Bitcoin today. So if you don't need the money and you don't know what to do, my personal opinion, which is not financial advice because I'm just a guy on YouTube, is that you just hold that Bitcoin, man. You just hold that Bitcoin. Evo2679, Bitcoin Dom need tank for a couple off weeks. I don't know what that means. Thank you guys for anyone who sent the email over. Epic Vibration. If you market in and market out on Bybit, you only have to get to 0.15% profit. Yes, you're right. Yep, that's very true, Epic Vibration. Yeah, make sure that if you're marketing in that you can offset the fees with your trade. Devin Burchett, where did I take the courses? I took a lot of courses online on Udemy, and what's the other one? I took so many different courses. So many. In fact, I'm taking one right now as well. I'm constantly learning trading and learning TA. Have I tried Ivan on Tech's indicator called BSI? I have not. I'm not really interested in that indicator. I don't think it's a bad indicator. I think it's a great indicator the way it has the on-chain analysis built right in, but it doesn't. I don't think it's good for people who trade the way I trade. It's better for people who are buying and then trying to sell like at the right time. If they're just holding Bitcoin and they want to sell at the top and buy at the bottom, it's not really for people like me who trade on average. Like I do 2 or 3 trades per week. What's going on, y'all? Markel Fowler wants to know, do I look for exits on the 4-hour? I look for exits on all time frames, but I monitor the 4-hour primarily. Yeah, if I'm in a long-term trade, guys, if I'm in a long-term trade and I'm looking for an exit, really I'm looking at a lot of things. Of course, I'm always moving my stop loss up. So let me just tell you, if I'm entering a long-term trade, how I would deal with the stop loss. So if I enter a trade on because I had, just as an example, because I had anchor waves and trigger waves, and then I had a money flow crossover, and I got a really nice trigger wave with the money flow in the green on the 4-hour, and I enter right here, I would put my stop loss below the last swing low. So it would be a pretty significant stop loss. I would put it down here. But basically, now that I'm in this trade, I'm going to be looking at Market Cipher B. But if I'm in this for the long term, like I want to ride, if you have a money flow crossover on the 4-hour, guys, that is super significant. That means we could be really in an uptrend for quite some time. So what I would do is I go to Market Cipher A, and I put on ribbon number. I use ribbon number 5. I don't know why ribbon number 3 is selected here. I use ribbon number 5, which is a 21 EMA. Let me just double check to make sure this is the right ribbon, guys. I'm going to put a moving average on here. I used the 21 EMA on the 4-hour as basically, yep, I used the 21 EMA on the 4-hour. And what this does, guys, is it basically acts as dynamic support and resistance, and every time we come to a new swing low, I will move my stop loss under that swing low. So we came up here, we came back down, formed a low, started to go back up again, so I moved my stop loss from down here to down here, and now my stop loss is in profit, and I will keep moving my stop loss under the next swing low, but I will never move my stop loss above that 21 EMA. And now my stop loss is always in profit, no matter what happens. I also tend to take a little profit on the way up, guys. A lot of times, these red diamonds on Market Cipher A are great places to take a little profit on the way up. So if I enter a trade with $100, let's say you enter a trade with $100, at this red diamond, maybe take out $50. At this red diamond, I'm sorry, not $50, $100. That's a really small trade. Let's say $1,000. This red diamond, maybe you take out like $200. This one, maybe another 200, maybe another 200, maybe another 200 up here, and you keep moving your stop loss. This will ensure that you don't have to worry about hitting a target or planning your exits. It's going to ensure that you're getting profit. It's going to ensure that you stay in the trade if the trade keeps going up. Right, you're taking profits at tops, not the top, but at potential tops. You're taking a little profit out, and because your stop loss is constantly moving underneath those lows, underneath that 21 EMA, I don't think I got stopped out, guys. I know I got stopped out right here on this candle right here on February 22nd. I got stopped out on this candle from that long trade I was in from the end of January. This is for swing trading. If you're scalping, the best way that I have found to set take profit and levels is by using moving averages, support and resistance, and trend lines. So let me quickly go down to a smaller time frame and show you guys exactly how I would do that on a smaller time frame. We go down to the yeah, let's go to the 1 minute. Scary stuff. I would never actually scalp on the 1 minute, guys. Let me walk you through the process here. Really, if I'm going to be looking for a scalp, right, like to do smaller term trades, I'm going to start on the larger time frames, and I'm just going to mark out some levels of support and resistance so that I have some kind of reference point, right? So you could say we had a level here, you could say we had a level right about here, and then I'm going to go down from the 4 hour to maybe the 1 hour and see if I can find any more sticking points. And you might find some like right around here. Okay, this is just example purposes, guys. Then you're going to come down to maybe the 15 minute and do the same. Then you're going to go down to like the 5 minute, right? And when I'm down in the 5 minute, I like to also draw support and resistance lines. So I'm going to put on some support and resistance lines right now. I'm going to use the Agora Algo, which will automatically draw some nice support and resistance lines for me, guys. So right here, I'm going to be looking for multiple things. I'm going to be looking for, and I just made a video about this, I'm going to be looking for confluence between my moving average, between Market Cipher B, and support and resistance. Now, we had this level right here. You guys see this right here? We had a support right here, a support right here, a resistance right here, right? So we could draw a nice little line right here of short-term, extremely short-term, 5 minute support and resistance. And then what we would do is we would kind of wait and see what price does. Now check out what happens on Market Cipher B down here, guys. We have a snake eyes. This is a bottom. Doesn't mean it's the bottom, it means it's a bottom. It means start to look for a long position. Then we have this clear curve of Market Cipher B clearly curving upward. We have a very clear direction. We have these two big anchor waves. We have a trigger, a trigger, a trigger. And as soon as we get that trigger, we bounce off of, if you see this, this is very significant. We bounce off of, well, first of all, we're confirming above a support. And then we're coming up, we retest this moving average and bounce off of it. As soon as we bounce off of this moving average, Market Cipher A will turn that moving average from gray into white, signifying that we moved from a short-term downtrend on the 5 minute to a short-term uptrend on the 5 minute, right? So now we could say, okay, I'm going to enter a trade right here. And where would you set your take profit? Well, we can see, there's actually a pretty clear level. If we look right in this area right here, we had hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We hit that line right there. So maybe, set your take profit at this level right here. And, we didn't quite hit that target, but you could have made a nice little, let's see, if you had entered right here, a nice little 1.7% trade, which is pretty nice on a 5 minute time frame. If you don't exactly hit your take profit, start to take a little profit out when these red diamonds start to print, when it's coming up close to that resistance level. When it comes to trading on lower time frames, it's all about finding confluence between multiple things. Your goal should be to stack the elevating factors in your favor. There's two things that you need to look at when you're trading: elevating factors and deprecating factors. Elevating factors are things that are putting the probabilities in your favor. Deprecating factors are things that are putting the probability not in your favor. The more elevating factors you can find on a chart, the better opportunity you're going to have to enter a trade. So I hope that makes sense to some people. Let's see here. LD. Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. I'm not a scalper. I prefer to take my 75% in my swing trades. If the blue trigger wave is above the midline or on it, does it count as a trigger wave? Thanks. That's a question by Devyoshi Trades. How exactly do you take partial profits? Okay, let me answer these questions about the trigger waves. So, do the trigger waves count if they're above the zero line? That's what he wants to know. So, if we're looking at a chart here, let me remove this these drawings. He wants to know, and I'm assuming you want to know, unless I misunderstand you, that what about this trigger wave? What about this trigger wave? What about this trigger wave? It's so high. It's not even a wave. It's just a green dot. Do these count? Guys, when we're looking at Market Cipher B, we're not just looking for dots. We're looking to read Market Cipher B as an entire entity. And what we want to do is we want to look for direction. We want to look for clear direction. If we take a trend line and just draw it through here, we can see that in general, the green trigger waves are moving in a certain direction. Obviously, we have our outliers like the one up here and the one up here. But I would say if you're looking for a quality trigger wave, you want to be able to take a trend line and connect a lot of these together starting at the anchor wave. And your line should go pretty much right through them like that, because what we're looking for is we're looking for upward momentum. And if we look at Market Cipher B as a whole, we can draw on it and look at what happened. We had, let me change the color of my pen here. We're going to make it red because I feel like that's easier to see with my low resolution internet. We had Market Cipher B come down like this and then come back up like this, and now it's coming back down like this. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for the overall fluctuation of the market on Market Cipher. We're not looking for just dots. If the dots are matching this structure, this Market Cipher B structure, then they're quality trigger waves. If you have a bottom like this, where you have the money flow index is in the red and you've printed this big old green dot right here, and then you get a green dot above the zero line or really high, that's not a quality trigger wave. On the contrary, over here, because we had the anchor wave and then the higher low, 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 these are quality trigger waves because they're maintaining the overall structure that we drew here on Market Cipher. And look at this, guys. Look at this. This whole area right here where Market Cipher was down in the dumps, these were the times where, you know, if we were long-term hodling, this was the time to buy, right in this area right here. This is where we were at our lows in general. And we're starting to enter into another period like that. You know, if the money flow is thick in the green, you know, obviously not a good time to buy if you're looking to hodl long term. I mean, it's always a good time to buy, but you want to buy on those pullbacks when Market Cipher B comes down. And let me remove these drawings again because I want to point out something else, which is, actually now I forget what I was going to point out. But the opposite is true for when you're coming down. Like if we're going up, we want to look for this direction, right? But the opposite is true if we're looking to short. Then we want to look for the red trigger waves coming down in this direction. And then this kind of trigger wave, this red trigger wave right here, and this red trigger wave right here would be considered valid places to look for a short entry on a shorter time frame. So we're not just looking at dots. We need to look at Market Cipher as an entire entity, because that's really going to help us get a good picture of what's going on. And we start on the 4 hour. Well, we start in the daily, then we go to the 4 hour, then we go to the 1 hour. And every time we go lower and lower, we're looking at the overall structure. We want to see if we can find some kind of pattern. We don't just want to trade dots. We're looking at this thing as an entity. How do I set up take profits? That's I kind of just went over that, but basically if I'm in a long-term trade here, I am always going to be moving my stop loss under every swing low. So if I enter a trade right here, if I entered my trade right here, I would put my stop loss right here under the last swing low. And then I would, as the trade goes up, I would take profit at some of these red diamonds. That's typically what I do. At some of these red diamonds on Market Cipher A, I typically take profit, and I would move my stop loss underneath the previous swing low and underneath the 21 EMA. And by the time I get here, my stop loss is already in profit, so I don't have to worry about losing anything, and I just take some profits out along the way up. So I'm not actually setting a target, especially if we're in uncharted territory, guys. I mean, this whole last run up right here, we were in uncharted territory. We had no level of resistance that we could look to. Now, obviously, if we're, going to come back up from these bottoms here, we're setting our take profit at levels of resistance, like right here, like right here, like right here, right? These would be some of our take profit levels if we're going to enter like a shorter term long. But if you're in uncharted territory, there's really no way. Jagged Mountain, how much leverage do I use normally on my swing trades? Very little. I usually use 1x. I usually use 1x, and I will enter with a large dollar amount for me. Everyone has different amounts of money, guys, and risk management is really key here. You don't want to risk more, I would say, than 5%, and that's being risky, of your total trading account on one trade. So if you're going to put 100% of your account into one trade, make sure your stop loss is not lower than 5%. And make sure you think that's going to be a really good trade. I would recommend for people who are starting out, start with a small amount of money, get the hang of trading before you just start using leverage, because you're probably going to get liquidated. Dan, would you place a trade in the weekends with these dumps? No, I would not. I do not trade on the weekends. I do not do anything on Saturday. And on Sunday, I typically do not trade. Sunday is my catch-up day. Nicholas, what about Fibonacci? Yes, Fibonacci is great for targets. And guys, speaking of that, I am going to be doing my live stream course. And if you're interested in the course, it's going to be live streamed. There's going to be live Q&A after. It's going to be in a private Discord so we can video chat each other and hear each other's voice and have real interaction. If you're interested in that, I can only take 50 people at a time. I can only take 50 people, period, actually. I want it to be a really small group where we can really learn and focus, not get sidetracked by too much noise. It's going to be $300 of either Bitcoin or Cardano for that course. It's going to be 3 times a week. We're going to go through a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to go through all this here. It's meant for complete beginners all the way up to people who have been trading for a while but struggle to get profitable. I'm going to go through everything as if you're a complete beginner, how to read a chart, how to find support and resistance, moving averages, Fibonacci. We're going to talk about some indicators. We're going to do a complete market cipher tutorial. We're going to talk about shorting, longing, leverage, margin. We're going to talk about stop losses, take profit. We're going to be going through how you can create your own strategy, guys, which is very important. And I'm also going to be showing you strategies that I use all the time that you can copy, right? And then take them and tweak them for your own style. We're going to go over risk management so that you don't blow your account. We're going to go over trading psychology. We're going to go over setting realistic expectations. We're going to go over everything that I wish I knew when I first started trading. So if anybody is interested, send me an email. And it's going to be first come, first serve. It's going to be first come, first serve. Send me an email. I'll send you over the schedule for it. You got to make sure that it fits with your schedule as well. But here's how it's going to work. If you sign up for the course, even if you miss a live stream, you'll still have access to the recording afterward. You just won't be able to attend the live Q&A, but you'll still be able to ask me questions in the private Discord. I'll let you into the private Discord. You need to sign up for my Discord too, which is here. Let me put that in the chat. Sign up for my Discord and send me an email if you're interested in the course. We can take it from there. And once you It's first come, first serve. So the first 50 people who sign up and pay, I'll let you into the private Discord. And yeah, I'm hoping it can be a really good experience for everybody, you know? Yeah, so that's how you register, Yaren. Just send me an email, join my Discord. I'm going to set up a private Discord. And the live stream is going to be in the Discord. So, you know, in there, I can like share my screen like I do right here. And then I can turn on different people's voices so I can actually hear you ask questions. That way, everything's super clear. I want to make sure that everybody understands this stuff. What are my thoughts on the free knockoff Market Cipher, Emerald, and Wave Trend Cipher? Yeah, I prefer regular old Market Cipher, guys. Like I've looked at some of these ciphers in here, like Market Cipher B, the free version. You know, some things are missing from these, like the money flow index is not here, and some of these trigger waves, guys, they happen like after. Like look at this bottom right here. This bottom on free Market Cipher didn't print for 2 candlesticks until after the original Market Cipher printed, and this free Market Cipher, it didn't print until a purple candle on the way down. So you would have missed the move. If you had real Market Cipher, you could have made a tiny little, nice little, not tiny, but a nice juicy 4.62%. If you had entered along with fake Market Cipher, you could have made a nice juicy, 0.75%. So I prefer the real Market Cipher. That's just me. But obviously the other, I'm not saying you can't do well with the fake Market Ciphers. You can. They're not as accurate in my experience. Mdrude Wave Trend Cipher. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check out these ones you guys are sending me and backtest them. Do I have a separate HODL bag and a separate trading bag, or do I essentially trade with my HODL bag? I keep my HODL bags and trading bags separate, guys. That's just me. I am a big fan of keeping my HODLing and trading separate. Here's why. I know that at any point I could do something stupid with my trading and end up with a loss. And the temptation for revenge trading is strong, guys. Like, especially if you have a ton of crypto in your trading account. Revenge trading temptation is super strong. And, I practice extremely tight risk management. That's, I found to be profitable for me. I don't focus on making these insane, I don't use high leverage. I just focus on finding quality trade setups with lots of probability in my favor. And, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What does that mean? It means I'm going to have to head out of here kind of soon, guys. I'm going to have to head out of here within 15 minutes. But, yeah, I forget what I was saying now. But I just focus on quality trades, and, yeah, kind of forget what I was saying. What is the exact name of oscillator that blue waves are measuring? David, I'm not sure. I am not sure then, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I know CryptoFace and the people who developed this, they it's like modify. I'm sure you could definitely get this stuff from Market Cipher from other indicators if you know how to tune them. Leo wants to know. He says this indicator you have don't do a better job than price action. Leo, for somebody who's extremely well versed in technical analysis, you are correct. But for me, I have found that this has been a game changer because it basically gives you confirmation that the price action is doing what you think it's doing, or it's not doing what you think it's doing. And so therefore it acts as like a really nice security net that will keep you out of bad trades. Yeah, crypto faces secret sauce. I do most of my trading on Bybit. I do some on Binance. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, man. I really do. Guys, I've got to head out soon. I've actually got to do some... I've got a one-on-one consultation with somebody where I basically been offering one-on-one, Q&A with people who need help. If you guys are interested in that, you could also send me an email. But let me see. Random Baggins. Is there a course? There is a course. I can only take 50 people. If you're interested in the course, join my Discord. I'll pop it in the chat. And send me an email, which is right here. Send me an email. It's on a first come first serve. It's going to be super intimate setting, 50 people. It's going to be a live chat thing. It's going to be live chat, so we'll be able to do Q&A and actually hear each other. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like, not a Zoom meeting, we'll do it in Discord, but similar to a Zoom meeting. Africa, I want to do tutorials. Guys, there's so many things I want to do. I just don't have the time. Alright guys, I appreciate all of you. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I have to check out VMC Cipher. And I will be back with more content. Alright guys, God bless.